Hello guys, we have a 9-game NBA slate for January 11th. Starting off at point guard, we have Kemba Walker, 8,300 against Portland. It doesn't really matter if Damian Lillard is out or not for me. Just regardless of the matchup, there's not going to be a guy that can stop Kemba Walker. Overall, Portland's a strong defensive team, but Kemba, 8,300, he's the main guy for Charlotte. His price has come down after a few games that he's been struggling, but in this spot with his price down just so much, I really like Kemba Walker here. And then next, Chris Dunn, 6,600. The obviously blowout concern from here. Blowout concerns are actually everywhere, basically on this slate. Chris Dunn, 6,600. It's going to take a lot for these Bulls to keep this game close against the Warriors. So if you're going to try to play some of these Bulls, you definitely want to take Chris Dunn and Lauri Markkanen. So Chris Dunn only if you think that this game stays close. Next, Eric Bledsoe, 6.1K. He hasn't really shown a lot of upside recently, but this is a pretty good matchup against Washington away here. His minutes are not going to be that consistent. He doesn't really play heavy minutes, even in games that are close, but definitely can get you 5x and possibly more. So this is a really good matchup for Bledsoe, so definitely you can maybe take a shot on him. It's going to be pretty low owned. Next, Colin Sexton, not a guy that I really like to play, but again, blowout concern. They're going to be needing a lot of these Cavs players to just have great games to keep this game close. So Sexton, Clarkson, Tristan Thompson, maybe even Osman. They're going to need a lot of these guys to keep the game close against Harden. So if you're playing Harden, it's definitely a good idea to have some of these Cavs. You basically have to have like at least one Cav at least. Moving on, JJ Barea, 4,300. Dennis Smith Jr. has already been ruled out. Minnesota plays at a pretty fast pace, and being away here, this is one of the games that maybe doesn't blow out. And without DSJ, Barea does probably pick up a few extra minutes here. Definitely a better player than Jalen Brunson. Brunson could sneak in, but Barea's that veteran, that guy that can definitely pick up some of the minutes in the usage here. Minnesota is going to be without Covington for the upcoming few weeks. Defense is going to take a hit again, and being away doesn't really matter for me. For Barea, Barea had one of his better games this year against the Wolves, and in this spot, going up against maybe like Teague or Rose defense, it's definitely fine for me. And he's going to be pretty low owned too. Definitely has some upside. We know what kind of player he is. Really high point per minute guy. Moving on, TJ McConnell. If JJ Redick is out, definitely a better play. But McConnell, even without Redick, or with Redick, McConnell's going to still get his minutes. He has a pretty nice role here. And if it's a blowout, he'll maybe pick up a few extra minutes too. So 3,700, definitely a guy that can get you 5x pretty easily. In the past, he's usually in the 20s, and he's only 3,700. Definitely can hit like 6x too. So definitely not a bad value play. Next, Seth Curry, only if Damian Lillard is out. Pretty easy, just you play him because he's going to get a few more minutes. Probably play close to 30 minutes if Lillard is out, and pretty nice floor and upside here because he's going to get a lot of shots. Next, Corey Joseph, 3,400. Blowout concern again here, but his price is just so low for the kind of production. Just he's been pretty consistent here. And in the blowout, he's probably going to get some run still. Especially if Darren Collison is out, he's gonna start then. Maybe Aaron Holiday. Well, Holiday probably gets the backup role, but Joseph, if it stays close, whatever the situation is, he's gonna get 20s in minutes at least. Probably closer to 30 if it stays somewhat close. If Collison is out, so Joseph 3,400 just pretty cheap. And then next, Trey Burke, if you think blows out. Also like Alonzo Trier, but Burke over Trier for me if you're trying to go for that blowout run and you're trying to target that. Moving on to shooting guard, James Harden, obviously. Every Rocket slates, you're going to have to be considering Harden or not. If you're going to play Harden, definitely, I've said it before, just play some Cavs to fit it along with him. Not much more else needs to be said. Bradley Beal, 8.6K. He takes a lot of shots. He's the main guy now without John Wall. Can definitely attempt double-digit threes in this matchup against the Bucks. The Bucks do allow a lot of threes. That's how their defense works. So Bradley Beal at this price decrease, this game should stay close. Definitely one of my favorite plays on this slate with so many guys that are just, have concerns about blowouts. Next, Victor Oladipo, again, concern here, but it is New York, Madison Square Garden. Definitely Oladipo can want to come out and just show up. Definitely can hit, value, get you a GPP winning upside if this game does stay close. But next is Donovan Mitchell here. One of my favorite plays, probably my favorite play on this slate. 7.9K against the Lakers. I played him earlier this year, but he did get hurt against the Lakers when they were playing at Staples. Mitchell 7.9K, now officially the only guy that can play point guard, with Joe Ingles getting the backup point guard minutes when Mitchell goes onto the bench. 7.9K, the kind of usage that he's going to get, everything. Really, 40 points is probably his floor here, as long as he doesn't get into foul trouble or get ejected or hurt. This is just a terrific spot for him. Pace up spot at home. Gonna probably be playing close to 40 minutes because they really need him right now. Just excellent everything. They're great floor, terrific upside, favorite play. Next, Klay Thompson. If you think it stays close, definitely could get a lot of threes, and he did have that crazy game earlier this year. Moving on, CJ McCollum, 6,300. If Damian Lillard is out, gonna be probably a lock. Next, Malcolm Brogdon, 5.7K here. Been really good lately, playing really well, really consistent. Definitely a solid, probably one of the best cash plays on this slate. Just been so solid all around, can do everything for you, and terrific matchup in a game that should stay close. Next, Jeremy Lamb, 5.6K. Not going to be a guy that I'm going to prioritize here, but should be seeing his regular minutes here. 30 plus if this game stays close. Definitely could stay close if Lillard is out. So definitely, Lamb 5,600 feels a little bit cheap. Has a nice floor kind of at this price even. And then we know his upside can get you 40. So not a bad play there. And then Alec Burks, again, just a cab that you should consider if you want to play Harden. Furkan Korkmaz, the Sixers shooting guard, who will start if JJ Redick is out probably. And even if this blows out, he's going to get run, so he can do a little bit of everything too. Get you some steals, pretty active on that end, and he does a little bit of everything. So pretty nice option against these Hawks. Definitely get some open threes looks. Definitely a good shooter. And just going to be a terrific play if JJ Redick is out at only 3,900. And then Landry Shamet, not as great of a play, but obviously if you think it blows out, 3,100 only. Could get hot. Definitely could be a guy that you want to play. Been getting some solid minutes, but obviously because of blowouts and because of JJ Redick's injury. Moving on to small forward. Not a lot that I like up top. So mid-range Otto Porter, 5,800. Terrific just situation for him. A lot of three-pointer looks that he's going to get. Going to probably play 30 plus minutes as long as he stays out of foul trouble. Terrific upside at only 5,800. Going to be the second option for this team with Wall out. And he's going to need to have a good game. It can't just be Beal because the Bucks are just such a good team here. Otto Porter 5,800, a pretty solid play that I will probably have a nice bit of ownership. Next, Joe Ingles 5,700. Again, the guy that's going to handle the ball a lot. Usage is going to go up. 5,700. It is a bit crazy to think that this guy has upside, but definitely 40 points is not out of the possibilities here. 50 honestly isn't too crazy either in my mind, because he plays better at home if he gets his threes. Gonna take double digit shots. Definitely pick up a lot more steals and blocks here in the pace of matchup. Lakers turning the ball over quite a bit. Could definitely get you upper single digits in assists, maybe even threaten double upside. Can definitely hit over 40 here. So Ingles, a nice play that I like too. Jay Crowder, 4,400. Gonna see probably a minutes bump here because the Lakers do like to go small. Probably play 30 plus minutes. Has a nice upside that can't be ignored here. Definitely not a priority for me, but with all these injuries, Crowder can definitely be filling into a role where he's gonna have to take a lot more shots and just a lot more like minutes that he's gonna be able to play. Next, Cedi Osman, 4,300. If you think this game stays close, definitely Osman's gonna need to somehow, produce a little bit more with the kind of minutes that he always gets. Osman, if you want to play hard, definitely guy you can pair him up with. Evan Turner, Mo Harkless is already out, so Evan Turner is going to be a pretty nice play. Probably going to be kind of chalky, but Turner, definitely can't ignore that. Cash play. GPPs, you can definitely go there too. And then Royce O'Neal, 30, 31, 30, not sure, but Royce O'Neal, he's probably going to get the start here. 3,300, probably played 20 plus minutes and only 3,300. Definitely a guy that can get you a lot of rebounds, some steals, and he's going to take a lot of, or not a lot, but he'll definitely have the opportunity to take some threes. So against the Lakers, great pace up spot. Definitely is going to get a nice bump in his minutes. Not a bad option, but definitely there are other better value options on the slate. But if he starts, definitely you can probably take a look there, but not my favorite. Moving on to power forward, Lauri Markkanen. If you think it stays close, he's going to just smash this price if it stays close. Even if it doesn't, if he can just, inch towards 30 minutes, I think he can definitely get you close to value. His price is just so cheap. He has probably like a 23-point floor kind of. So even if it just absolutely blows out and his minutes just completely are not there and the Bulls just give up early, Markkanen is going to somehow get you value with the kind of minutes that he's going to get. And just the matchup isn't that great, obviously, but the price is really nice. Next, Thaddeus Young. Not going to be a popular play ever, but if Miles Turner is out, he's historically done very, very well against these Knicks, and he always gets you steals and blocks, and he's going to get you rebounds and a couple of assists. Terrific matchup against the Knicks here. The Knicks they're not good, and if it stays close without Miles Turner, Young definitely can get you 30 plus. Has a pretty nice upside too. This year he's just been playing really well. So Thaddeus Young, I do like. And then Bobby Portis, obviously you guys watch just how these Bulls handle the situation. But Portis, definitely a little bit intriguing if he gets blowout run, but he does seem to still be on a mids restriction. But if he comes out of that restriction, maybe Portis, a guy that I want to take a look at least. Center, if Damian Lillard is out, Nurkic, just somebody that I definitely want, especially without Lillard. Nurkic, McCollum at least, but Nurkic almost becomes a lock too. McCollum's a lock, but Nurkic, this matchup is so good. Even at 8,100, I just think you have to consider at least with Lillard out. So definitely if Lillard is out, then you got to take a look at Nurkic. And for Embiid and Towns, it's just Embiid. The price is really high and it could blow out. Towns, the price is a little bit too expensive for me. And then Gobert's kind of expensive. Capella, if you think it stays close, definitely not a bad option. Been really solid recently without CP3. And then Tristan Thompson against Houston, which, they don't rebound all that well, even with Capella being a great play. They just allow a lot of rebounds, and we see a lot actually with Capella. Like, he and the opposing center will have just terrific games. So both centers could just absolutely smash. So Tristan Thompson, even if it blows out here, you can look at January 5th against New Orleans. He still hit overvalue. The 30th of November against Boston, overvalue. So in blowouts in limited minutes, and especially with Larry Nance out, he's going to see a lot of minutes. Osman's probably going to play the 4. A lot more rebounding opportunities are going to go to Tristan. So double-double probably going to happen. And probably a lot of block opportunities too because of how James Harden drives the hole and just all these dishes and whatever. And if you're concerned about foul trouble for him, I'm really not. He played against Anthony Davis. He's played against a lot of these bigs, and he's just always been able to stay out of foul trouble. So one of my favorite plays again. And this is kind of like a similar situation 2 games ago against the Pacers. I really like Tristan, low ownership, and then the next game people were all on him until the game time decision, and I was off. This game I'm going to be on Tristan again. I hope his ownership is low after that last game. This is a very sneaky spot for Tristan that he can definitely go off for like 40 plus. Next, Wendell Carter. Not going to be a play that I'm going to probably even have one share of, but if it stays close, it makes sense because Golden State does struggle against centers. Luke Cornett, 4,400. If Cantor is out, if Cantor's in, I'm not going to really like Cornett here. But Cornett, just if he's going to, start, Cantor's going to be out. Mitch Robinson's already out. Cornett, 4,400 only here. Great just spot overall without any big men if they're out. And even if it blows out, Cornett's pretty much the only guy that they got. So Cornett's going to still see 30 plus minutes probably in this spot, at least close to 30. Maybe the Knicks do something funky with like Vonleh at center, but Vonleh doesn't usually get blowout run, but Cornett does, so definitely Cornett could get some solid run, a guy you need to consider if Cantor is out. Next is Ian Mahinmi and Kyle O'Quinn. Both of these guys are going to be dependent on a lot of things. Obviously, O'Quinn, if Turner is out, he can get a lot of blowout run, and this is a revenge spot for O'Quinn. We know what kind of production he just can do for you. At this price, he can absolutely go off for like 10x if it blows out. Ian Mahinmi, he's been getting minutes recently. I do like him, but I think this isn't as great of a matchup for him because Milwaukee, they have that stretch big of Brook Lopez, and they're probably going to want somebody like Thomas Bryant, or they could go small, do something crazy like Jeff Green at the center or something, because they want to go a little bit more mobile out there defending the three, and the Bucks, they are so solid just everywhere. Mahinmi's probably has gotten his minutes recently because of these matchups, like they wanted him against Embiid, Steven Adams. It's more of these traditional centers, and Brook Lopez, he just only stands outside on the 3-point line, so Mahinmi's probably not the best matchup here for him. But I don't really like Thomas Bryant either. He's just a little bit too expensive here, and he has foul trouble. There's a lot of issues with Thomas Bryant. So that's it for center. So overall, I just really like Donovan Mitchell here. My favorite play on this slate. Regardless of just anything that happens. Obviously, if he's ruled out, then no. But Mitchell, favorite play out of all these 9 games that are filled with blowout concerns. Mitchell and then Joe Ingles. I really don't have concerns there playing both of them. And then CJ McCollum becomes a fabulous play if Lillard is out. Same thing with Nurkic. I really like Tristan though, so I'm going to put him at center. And then Kemba Walker is in a great spot here, actually. So these are the 5 guys that I definitely like a lot. But Mitchell is my guy. McCollum's going to be my guy too. Both guys are going to be absolute locks if Lillard is out. So that's the breakdown for this slate. If you liked it, please give a like for this video and please subscribe to the channel. My Twitter is at BobFools. It is in the description below. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next slate.